gente, como é que vocês estão? Todo mundo tranquilo? Grande mestre aqui com mais uma live. Boa tarde a todos. Aqui já estamos ao vivo. Só me configurar um negocinho, gente, rapidinho. Vou ligar o ventilador que tá calor. Enfim, deixa eu ajustar os negócios aqui e a gente já inicia nossa live. Beleza, tudo certo. Enfim, God 2, era rádio Speedrun. Vamos iniciar hoje, a run de hoje. Só mexer um pouquinho no som. Dois, três e...
By defeating Ares, Kratos, the once mortal warrior, became the new god of war. However, Kratos soon found himself alone on Olympus, shunned by his fellow gods. But Kratos had no need for the love of petty gods. He had found a new family in the warriors of Sparta, gaining solace from his past in a carnage to battle.
My lord, Kratos! Another city is ready to fall! Soon all shall know the glory of Sparta!
Enough, Kratos! With every city you destroy, the wrath of Olympus grows. Soon I will no longer be able to protect you.
I need no protection.
Do not forget that it was I who made you a god, Ghost of Sparta. Do not turn your back on me.
I owe you nothing.
Calma aí que tá
Then you leave me no choice.
meio ruim, meu monitor de cima.
Kratos had turned the pain of his memories into hatred.
E aí, Leilson, bora PB. Hoje vai dar PB nessa porra, velho. Certeza. Seja bem-vindo aí, Leilson.
And so he went to Rhodes to deliver the
É bem-vindo.
final blow
Hoje vai.
to the besieged city.
Não, hoje tá tranquilo, hoje tá tranquilo. Tá tranquilo hoje. Vamos embora pra um bar. Bebê cair, levantar, bebê cair, levantar, bebê cair, levantar. Cabra safado, cabra zoeira. Só que é meio... Esqueci o redão. Acho que é mulher solteira. Mulher direita, o cara não quer. Cara. Pararam, pararam. Ai, não pegou. Perdemos uns segundos aí. Às vezes pega, às vezes não pega, não dá pra entender muito bem. Beleza.
Show no mercy!
Nice. Pam, 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 pam.
defy me.
E aí, Victor, vou transmitir a race, mas a race é às 20. Seja bem-vindo aí, Victor. Tá, às 20 nós vai estar transmitindo. Vou iniciar um pouquinho antes, uns 10 minutos antes, claro, né? Pra deixar preparado. Mas iremos transmitir, sim. Tem um canto do meu óculos que tá sujo, tá me incomodando, velho. É foda. Ai, melhorou.
Watch your flank! Show no mercy!
I am the god of war! I will make you suffer!
Die with honor!
Foi. Não acredito nisso, cara. Troll demais. Ele não pulou.
I do not need your help, Zeus. I can take down this beast.
I offer you more than help, Kratos. I offer you power. I offer you the Blade of Olympus. It was this blade that ended the Great War and defeated the Titans. Drain your godly powers into the sword, Kratos.
Only then you will reach your full potential.
Why do you aid me now?
What I do now, I do for the good of all Olympus.
Ah, não dá uma de Deus das quinas não, vai. Nem fudendo, cara. Ah, já vou resetar já, mano. O cara trollou. É, esquece.
By defeating Ares, Kratos, the once mortal warrior, became the new god of war. However, Kratos soon found himself alone on Olympus, shunned by his fellow gods. But Kratos had no need for the love of petty gods. He had found a new family in the warriors of Sparta, gaining solace from his past in the carnage of battle.
Ai, velho.
My lord, Kratos! Another city is ready to fall! Soon
Triste.
all shall know the glory of Sparta!
Enough, Kratos! With every city you destroy, the wrath of Olympus grows. Soon I will no longer be able to protect you.
I need no protection.
Do not forget that it was I who made you a god, Ghost of Sparta. Do not turn your back on me.
I owe you nothing.
Then you leave me no choice.
Kratos had turned the pain of his memories into hatred. Hatred for the gods, who had refused to free him from the nightmares of his past deeds. And so he went to Rhodes to deliver the final blow to the besieged city.
Conspire against me.
Que trollagem. Vê se agora pega o raio certo, pelo menos, né? Perdeu uns segundos ali aquela hora. O Colosso 2 até que foi bom. Mas o Colosso 2 é muito difícil errar a esquerda. A questão é a direita mesmo.
Athena! You will suffer for this! Don't let him open the door! I am the god of war! I will make you suffer! I am the god of war! You shall defy me! Stand up! I will make you suffer! I am the god of war!
3 e 1, novo bebê dessa parte.
He still has some of the powers of a god! Run!
Pararam, pararam. cara vai me atrapalhar, fique só vendo. Falei? Que filha... Esquece. Filha da puta, cara.
By defeating Ares,
Apertei R1, da onde que tirou aquele círculo? Eu queria saber. Eu só tava aqui, ó. R1, 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 R1.
Shunned by his fellow gods. But Kratos had no need for the love of petty gods.
Ah, joguinho cretino. Quando ele quer ser cretino mesmo, né? A pena que o portão foi muito bom, cara.
My lord Kratos! Another city is ready to fall. Soon all shall know the glory of Sparta.
Enough, Kratos! With every city you destroy, the wrath of Olympus grows. Soon I will no longer be able to protect you.
I need no protection.
Do not forget that it was I who made you a god, Ghost of Sparta. Do not turn your back on me.
I owe you nothing.
Then you leave me no choice.
Kratos had turned the pain of his memories into hatred. Hatred for the gods, who had refused to free him from the nightmares of his past deeds.
Agora vai.
So he went to Rome to deliver the final blow.
Que jogo é foda, cara.
You conspire against me!
Ai, ai.
Toque, toque. Ah, o índio de madeira de novo, não é? Vamos, toma daqui!
O poder não queria sair.
He's killed them all. He still has some of the powers of a god.
A pena, aquele portão foi perfeito. Ai, meu Deus. Como assim? É um pouquinho mais lento, mas... Mais controlável, pelo menos, cara. Soldadinho trola demais. Ai, não faz isso.
Show no mercy!
Pam, 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 pam.
I am the god of war! None shall defy me! I will make you suffer!
Ai.
I am the god of war! None shall defy me!
Beleza. Foi padrão, né? Se acertasse todos ali, garanto que ganharia um tempinho a mais, mas é bem difícil, cara.
Watch your flank! Show no mercy! I will make you suffer! None shall defy me! Die with honor!
Ah.
Kratos,
I do not need your help, Zeus. I can take down this beast.
I offer you more than help, Kratos. I offer you power.
I offer you the Blade of Olympus. It was this blade that ended the Great War and defeated the Titans. Drain your godly powers into the sword, Kratos. Only then will you reach your full potential.
Why do you aid me now?
What I do now, I do for the good of all Olympus.
Não. NG puro esses bosta, cara.
I will make you suffer! I am the god of war!
Perdi uns segundos ali.
With your godly power trained into the blade, it will have the strength to destroy all who defy the gods.
I am the god of war!
Bora, Colosso. Oh, caraca. Devia ter tomado aquele sapo, mas enfim, né? Puta merda. Ai, nuba mesmo. Puta que pariu. Quem que faz aquilo, mano? Ai, meu Deus. Pam, pará, pam, pam. Vai ser às 20, Leo. Vai ser às 20. Só que eu vou começar uns 10 minutos antes, né? Pra preparar tudo. Então, eles começam às 20, eu começo lá pelas 19h50. Param, param, pam, 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 pam. Já até fixar esse comentário. Vamos ver, velho. Vai ser bacana, vai ser bacana. Tá até pensando em colocar o chroma de volta. Por causa disso. Não vai ser legal os colossos. Ah, dá pra ter melhorado muita parte, cara. Secotou que é foda, velho.
Do you see, gods of Olympus? Do you need more proof than this?
Ah, ia ser na sincronia, não deu certo.
Yes, take it.
Placing all of his godly power into the weapon had rendered Kratos mortal, vulnerable to the arms of death. Bloodied and beaten, he knew that to have any hope of survival,
He must retrieve the blade of Olympus.
humiliated before his Spartan army, Kratos dragged himself up from the dirt.
What power could possibly defeat the god of war?
Está os frangalhos. Pam, 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 pam.
You?
Yes, I am forced to attend to this matter myself. Athena refused to undo her mistake. Imagine caring for a creature such as yourself.
Why? Why would you betray me?
It is you who would betray me. Am I to stand idly by while Olympus is threatened? Your hands are already stained by the blood of a god. I will not let Ares' fate be my own.
The gods are petty and pathetic, and your rule is weak.
I grow tired of this insolence. I am the king of Olympus. And it is my way that is the way of the gods. You must vow to forever serve me.
I serve no one.
Then you leave me no choice.
How can this be?
Submit!
I would rather die.
It did not have to be this way, my son.
Vai que vai, Pênis. A gente só tem essa chance de zerar hoje. Se não zerar hoje, não zera mais.
A choice from the gods is as useless as the gods themselves.
Even now, as you draw your last breath, you continue to defy me? Everything you have ever known, Kratos, will now suffer because of your sacrilege.
You will never be the ruler of Olympus.
Never be the ruler of Olympus.
The cycle
The
ends
cycle
here.
ends here.
Ba, 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 ba.
You will pay for this, Zeus.
Tô com uma marca que tá no meu óculos, mas eu vou ver essa desgraça antes de começar a live. Mesmo assim, essa marca desgraçada continua.
As the life drained out of Kratos, the arms of Hades reached out to claim their prize. But there was more.
Você mandou um vídeo pra mim, Pinto? Quando?
Shoulders than he could know.
Pera aí. Merda, cara.
Kratos was destined to bring about change so severe that it would shake the very pillars of Mount Olympus. His death was something that I could not allow.
Pera aí. Tô tacando álcool em gel aqui na lente.
Ares, destroy my enemies, and my life is yours.
Calma aí. E aí, Kratos bolado, seja muito bem-vindo. Pera aí.
Fight, Spartan.
Agora creio que melhorou.
You are not meant to die here.
A mancha continua, cara. Passou algum Incent?
This is not the end.
Eu acho que não, mano. Mas tá aqui planejado. Estranho. Deixa eu excluir esse Incent e colocar de novo, cara.
Are you?
I am the Titan Gaia, ever-present Mother of Earth. I have watched you become a powerful warrior, and I have been with you through all the
Eu acho que
events
tá
of
bugado
your
o site
life,
do Incent.
but I can no longer simply
Acho que tá
watch.
bugado.
We will help you defeat Zeus.
E aí, Rocha? Vou colar aqui mais tarde, hein, pra Race. Tamo junto. Valeu, Rocha. Pode colar aqui que vai rolar. Vai começar 10 minutos antes, só lembrando, tá?
I am no coward.
10 minutos antes eu começo.
I will show you the way to the Sisters of Fate. Only with their power will you defeat Zeus.
Ah, apareceu. Estranho. Não tá mostrando aqui pra mim. Agora tá mostrando como planejado. Hein, bagulho maluco. Quando eu clico pra deletar, funciona. Mas não deletou, então. É o botãozinho do capeta.
I knew you could not be killed. I never lost faith.
Return to Sparta.
Eu tive que usar um pouco o crânio, né, pra tentar encaixar duas telas ali, mas
Still hold a sword.
coloquei do jeito que ficasse uma do lado da outra.
Do as your God commands.
Ficou uma do lado da outra, ficou grande, dá pra ver as duas run e a minha webcam em cima, tá ligado? Não dava pra deixar maior.
I am going after Zeus. It seems
Acho que até dá, eu vou dar uma refinada nisso depois. Mas enfim, vai dar pra ver a run, tá ligado? Eu vejo sim, tempo. Eu esqueci, velho. E ontem o Lord Quentes abriu a live do God. Praticamente meia-noite 40, foi até o Teseu trollou ele. Triste, velho.
You are no longer a god, Kratos. Zeus, Olympus, and the blade which
Ontem foi
holds all
triste.
your power will forevermore be out of reach. Your only hope is to find the Sisters of Fate and travel back through time to the moment Zeus betrayed you. For only then will he truly be vulnerable.
Kratos.
Kratos, to succeed, you will need more help than I can give. My Titan brother slumbers deep inside his mountain prison. Go. It is time he was awakened.
Vai aparecer ou não vai? Pombão! Tarará, pam, pam, pam. Pinto já é famoso já, né? Todo lugar tem 1 milhão de pessoas que tá lá no meio lá. O cara é uma celebridade já também. Vou fazer uma pescaria de arpia. Hashtag todo mundo ama um pinto aí, ó. O ar condicionado da Grécia.
You do not have enough power to lift the fingers of the great Titan. You must free the Pcsx2.
Pera aí, quando der uma cena eu fixo as suas mensagens. É
Sisters
isso.
of Fate.
Hoje não, otário. Ah, aqui não tem o que fazer, né? Muito é foda. Parece que tá fazendo até um carinho ali no Perseu, no Prometheus, né? Parece que tá cobrindo ele do vento. Pra quem não sabe, aquela águia ali, que tá ali comendo o Prometheus ali, literalmente, né? Foi a mesma que salvou os Zeus. Lá quando os Zeus era pequeno, é a mesma águia.
God of War, you live.
I no longer walk with the gods. Who has placed
Ei,
you
Lord
in this
Kratos!
Zeus.
Eu fui dormir, mas deixei essa live aberta. Eu só vi o relance do Teseu trolando você, só.
When I took the fires of Olympus to the mortals,
Você acha que eu não vi? Eu fui dormir, mas dormi com o olho aberto ou fechado.
as punishment, he made me
Eu vi,
mortal
velho.
and condemned me to be savagely consumed every day by this cursed bird. And then, with the fall of night, I am healed. How long have I been here? How long have I suffered this curse? I truly do not know.
Vou transmitir a run dos dois. Pcsx2 lançou a ideia, eu falei, demorou, tá ligado? A competiçãozinha, uma chance, será o God of War 3, hein, nossa, velho. Sei, o Speed ele tá em segundo, né, ele tá atrás do... Ele tá atrás do Jolin, tá colando ali no Jolin. Mas o Pcsx às vezes ele surpreende, né? Vamos ver, né? Lembrando que é uma chance só, não vale resetar. Começou, vai até zerar. Nossa, velho, vai ser insano essa porra. Ficar preso não. Protótipo de ser humano. Legal quando a corrente joga aqui, a gente aqui dentro já. Ah, não faça isso. Eu gosto de só dar 2 hits nessa daqui, porque daí eu parto, tá ligado? Eu dou 2 hits nela e vou embora. Além de acertar o pancadão, claro, né? Feito solou pro lado ali, isso não é coisa boa não. Ah, campeão! Sempre acreditei em você. Isso é mentira. No puedo ayudar. Valeu, Arthur. É verdade, você falou mesmo. Queria saber pra onde que foi aquela outra flecha ali. Certo era ter pegado do meio. Você pega do meio e joga no da esquerda, você acerta todos. Ainda quebra umas pedras. Puta que pariu. Fala nada, né? Ah, quebrou. Foi RNG ruim, mano. Perdeu um tempo aí. Já ganhei tempo porque esse tempo tá horrível. Só isso.
You have freed this from the torment of the gods. His flesh has tainted the fires of Olympus and embodied it with the power of the Titans. These ashes will give you great strength, Kratos. Take them within you and use this strength to defeat your enemies.
Não tenta. Vou tentar fazer isso, vou tentar. Vou deixar aquele bagulho lá na corrente por último, então. Pego ele depois do TZ, ó. Vou fazer isso.
Let the rage of the Titans fuel your blades, Kratos.
Vamos embora pra um bar, beber, cair, levantar. Sim. Para as leis de nível 3, os Zeus ficam muito mais fáceis. Eu geralmente dou 2 rage nele, tá ligado? Tento acertar 2 combos com rage nele. Mas pode tentar até 3, tá ligado? Porque você gasta muito pouco ali na hora que você for fazer a última forma dele, que ele fica protegido pelas esferas. E as esferas dropam magia pra você também, né? Dropa rage. Se ele aceita o golpe, né? Que se ele fica defendendo, aí é foda. Quase que eu vou sem o rei estar carregado, hein? Ia ser um baita erro.
Kratos, behold the island of creation, home to the sisters of fate. Here, the path to your true destiny begins. The island is fraught with danger. It was created to prevent all from reaching the 3 sisters of fate. The power of the sisters will allow you to return to that moment when Zeus betrayed and killed you, Kratos.
Preencher o rei de todo.
Thus changing your
Tem um certo limite que já é o suficiente para as arpias, é mesmo? Acho que pra mim já é suficiente, tá ligado? Ainda sobra um pouquinho na real, né? Deixa o pombo te acertar. Daí você mata mais. Pombão! Que eu saiba é proibido, né? Os caras não cancelaram isso daí? Aquela esquiva pelo canto que você fala, né? É tipo dar aquela batidinha, dá naquele frame ele passa. Eu sei que aquilo lá era considerado bug. Os caras consideram tanta coisa que não é bug, e quando uma coisa que parece um bug... Bom, eu sei lá, velho. Se fosse levar em conta isso, o corte do balde up também devia ser permitido, né? Que é a lógica. Não, brincadeira, que lá é bug, né? Cadê a música? Olha como é deprimente chegar nessa parte sem música, cara. Olha isso, só o barulho da pedra. Eu não sabia disso não, lógico. Eu pensei que era considerado bug mesmo, sério. Sem música no Tifão é foda, hein? É mais estranho quando buga a música desse jogo, tá ligado? A música é um elemento que faz muita parte de God of War, tá ligado? Tipo, qualquer jogo, a partir do momento que você conhece, tá ligado? Que tem uma música ali. Se bem que hoje em dia, eu acho que hoje em dia, eu só vi isso acontecendo uma vez. E foi no vídeo do Sidão do Game que ele fez da série de God of War 2018. Nem fudendo. Perdeu um tempo lascado aqui, né? Mas se falar que speedrun não é arriscar é besteira, cara. Enfim, arrisquei e tomei no meu cu.
must find a way across to the island, Kratos. For there lies your path to the Sisters of Fate.
Why do you aid me, Gaia?
Zeus must be stopped, Kratos. The story of revenge has been told before. You know of the mighty Titan Kronos. So fearful was Kronos of
Ai,
Oracle's
triste,
prediction
triste.
that his own children would rise against him, that he decided to imprison them all
In his
in
belly.
his belly. Rhea stood by and watched as her children were devoured one by one. But when the time came for the last of her children to be eaten, she was unable to bear another such loss, and devised a trick to save the baby Zeus.
Tapa na gostosa. Yes, baby. Thank you.
Rhea commanded the eagle to secret her son away.
Demorou, Lucas.
He was taken to an island far beyond the watchful eyes of Kronos.
Pode mandar, Lucas, pode mandar. Acho que você vai falar pra eu deixar pegar aquele baú que eu pego lá embaixo, eu tô ligado que eu tenho que parar de pegar aquele baú lá. Mas daí eu vou ficar sem 2 upgrades. No caso desse upgrade eu faria... Deixa eu ver aqui pela minha cabeça. Chegando ali eu completaria 1. Pera aí. Faltaria 2. Faltaria 2. Se eu pegasse aquele ali que ficar do lado... Não, pera. Pera que eu tô fazendo bosta. Baú do Colosso, eu queria ali que a gente pega lá embaixo da mão do Tifão, beleza, desce.
It was I who cared for him. It was I who kept him safe. I nurtured his desire to free his brothers and sisters from Kronos. But my foolish act of compassion would haunt the Titans forever. For in sparing Zeus, we allowed him to return to us with vengeance in his heart. He betrayed all of the Titans for the sins of just one. The sins of his father, Kronos.
Sei, esse que você coloca o bracelete, você fala, nossa. Vem. Nem fudendo. Você fala que ele no caminho pros cavalos, né? Tá vendo? Ai, dividi um grupinho de 2. Vai se fuder mesmo, hein? Tem que se fuder, cara. Ah, que merda. Dividi um grupinho de 2, mano. Esse que você fala é depois que mata o Teseu, né? Eu tô ligado qual que é, tá ligado? Que fica na direita.
The steeds of time, a gift from the great titan Kronos, his unsuccessful attempt to gain the favor of the Sisters of Fate, and change
Eu esqueci de pegar o baú de vida. Foda-se. Vai assim mesmo. Ah não, tem um baú ali em cima, tô falando besteira. Ah, já era, vai assim mesmo. Dá nada. Se tiver que dar RNG ruim, vai dar RNG ruim. É, aqui tem outro baú, né? É verdade, eu que vacilei aqui, eu esqueci desse baú. Ah, meu salvador. Pra mim esse baú ficava lá embaixo. Esqueci dessa bosta. Quase não pego esse baú. Eu pensei, não faz muito sentido ter esse baú na batalha do chefe, tá ligado? Fantasma de Esparta, então que dizem as verdades do céu. Todos os tolos que já tentaram, sei que tu serias o último, Kratos.
Then what they say is true. Theseus, of all the fools who try, you would be the last I would expect to seek an audience with the Sisters of Fate.
And you are the last one I would expect to become a servant of the Fates.
I serve and protect the Sisters of Fate for the glory of Zeus.
The time of Zeus is coming to an end.
You seek the Sisters to kill Zeus. You no longer possess the powers of a god, Kratos.
Meu Deus.
I doubt you're capable of killing me, let alone
Se
the
eu não
king
conhecer
of
essa
Olympus.
menina, eu sei que ela usa meio quilo de pó na cara.
I do not think that is your choice to make. Come forward. Let us finally see who is the greatest warrior in all of Greece.
Vai, colabora. Eu ordeno você a colaborar. Viu como ele é meu capacho? Ah, mano. Merda. Não sabia que ele tinha tomado tanto dano. Ô Lord Kratos, uma observação, eu notei que você tá ficando bem aqui atrás na sua run. Eu geralmente fico aqui, velho. Eu acho que aqui é melhor, tá ligado? Você consegue chegar neles mais rápido. Tô notando que você tem ficado bastante atrás, tá ligado? Mas aí é só uma observação minha, tá ligado? Beleza. Ah, relaxa, só que eu tava notando mesmo, tá ligado? Ai, morreu outro, cara! Abra a boqueta. Ver, cara. Morreu 2 minotauros já, isso não é coisa boa, mano. Olha o gelo atravessando o Kratos. Foi 7 ali, foi quase perfeito então. Eita. Já desconfiei que ele tava fraco já. Devia ter arriscado ali, devia ter tirado uma só. Nem precisava ter matado o segundo. Eu esqueci de pular pra trás. Por causa do EP, vai ganhar um tempinho, né? Our destiny has brought us together, warrior.
Our destiny has brought us together, warrior. Before my fall in the great war with the gods, I hid away the last remnants of my magic. For the good of the Titans, I, Kronos, now bestow what is left upon you. Use it well.
Beleza. Ah, esse daqui eu pego ele mesmo. Tá, cara, mas vai ficar meio tenso na batalha contra o Bárbaro, cara, assim, um up de magia. Vamos ver. Ah, faz isso não, cara. É todas as coisas menos isso. Vamos ver, eu preciso pegar aquela ali da... Eu vou pegar aquela lá do templo lá pra saber, agora eu não tô lembrado. Acho que falta duas. Bom, enfim, né? Não, acho que vai dar, sim, acho que vai dar. Vamos ver. Faz isso não. Nossa, nice, hein? É, eu pego aquela lá de baixo, né? Não lembro se aquilo era uma pena ou era um Gorgon. Pego a que tá lá dentro. Aqui tem... Vai dar. Creio que vai dar sim. Creio que vai dar sim. Você pega aquela do por... Aquela do botão, perto do amuleto. Sei, é que fica do lado, a que fica, que você quer, tem que quebrar a parede, essa daí que você tá falando, né? Essa apenas que você tá falando é aquela que tem que quebrar a parede, né? Ah, verdade. Ah, tá suave. Ah, já entendi. É aquela ali, antes de puxar aquele negócio pra trás, tem dois baús. Tem um de Gorgon e tem um de pena. E essa pena que você tá falando, ela fica do lado da estátua lá em cima, depois que a gente arrebenta a cabeça dela. Ah, agora eu lembrei. E aquele baú de baixo ali, eu pego ele? Tá ligado? Aquele baú que eu tenho que descer, ficar com o Kratos ali na paredinha. Eu não pego ele. Agora eu não lembro. Certa!
You must return to the island, Kratos. Your journey to the Sisters of Fate has only just
Vou ter
begun.
que pegar aquele lá de baixo. Fazer o que, né, Lord Kratos? Não dá nada. Aqui eu gosto de quebrar a parede, tá ligado? Dá uns orbes bacana aqui. E aí, Duduzeira, seja bem-vindo. Boa tarde, mano. Seja muito bem-vindo aí. Tá jogando Very Hard Glitchless. Estamos na corrida do Very Hard. É, uns orbzinhos bacana. Complementa com os das porcarias do Cyclops. Pra upar mais rápido. Não é muito, né? Mas enfim. Ter que matar um Cyclops a mais pra upar já é um bônusinho. Ah, o Lord Kratos aí, ó. Quem é o jogador pro de God aí? Eu não sou nada não, Duduzinho. Quer ver um cara que joga God aí é o Lord Kratos. Ele se faz sons, mas é ele que joga, tá ligado? Joga pra caralho. Eu não jogo nada, velho. Muita coisa que eu faço eu aprendi vendo as lives dele mesmo. Live dele, do Speed. E aí, Guaxinim? Ô, Guaxinim, tu sabe que eu tô sem grana, velho. E aí, Vinícius, seja bem-vindo também. Boa tarde, gente. Quem chegou agora?
Hear me, fallen god. None defy what the fates decree. That is how it must be. Only death awaits you at the
Tá viciado nesse Supraland, hein, Guaxinim?
The fates have not deemed victory for you. Your soul will never find peace for what you have become.
Na verdade, quem inventou meio que foi o grande Bigdor, tá ligado? O que eu lembro foi ele que começou com esse negócio de GM. Ah, o grande Bigdor é gente fina demais, cara. Falei pra ele pegar minha conta aqui pra eu fazer uma live de Onimusha, o PORR não falou mais comigo. Falei, pega a live, pega minha conta aqui da Plus, tá ligado? Que eu te empresto, daí tu faz uma live de Onimusha, tá ligado? Ele queria fazer no emulador. Falei, não, o emulador não tem graça. Presta minha conta, você vai lá e platina o jogo em live, que é um jogo da hora pra platinar. Aí depois não falou mais nada. Porque tá bem complicado pra ele abrir live esses dias também. O último que ele abriu foi God 3? Foi de God 3? Não, foi Devil May Cry. Mas sempre que eu posso, deixa a live dele aberta, mano. Eu curto as lives dele. Foi engraçado o rage da última live de God, velho. Nossa, eu rachei de rir. Vejam o final da live dele de God 3. O cara parecia o Coringa, mano. Ficou igualzinho a risada do Coringa. Tá perigoso. Tá perigoso. Péssimo. Ai, caralho. Pelo menos não morri, cara. Pelo menos não morri. Tava andando de bike, o cara falou passa a bike, eu saí correndo. Uma moça. Porra, tentaram te assaltar, mano. Nossa, caralho. Como assim, velho? Grande Bigger fazia RNG mais glitches do God 2. Era muito rei, já tô ligado, velho. Eu lembro dessa porra. Mano, eu sou inscrito do Grande Bigger desde a época lá do Victor Kratos, tá ligado? O Grande Bigger comparecia pra caralho lá, tá ligado? Comparecia pra caralho. Daí teve uma live específica que foi a live que começaram a fazer donate pra caralho pro Vitão. Daí ele falou, como é que era? Era Victor Kratos 100k, Grande Bigdor 1k. Daí o Victor Kratos fala, vai, todo mundo vai lá e se inscreve no canal desse Grande Bigdor. Vai todo mundo se inscrever no canal do Grande Bigdor agora. Foi uma invasão lá, tá ligado? Foi muito foda, velho. Foi muito foda. O que eu te conheci através do Pcsx? É mesmo, Lord Quero? Tinha bem pouco, tinha muitos canais de dois que eu frequentava e era morte. Que bacana, o Pcsx, tem que falar do Pcsx, cara, parceiro demais, mano. Tem que falar do Pcsx aí, ó. Cara, já ajudou diversas vezes aqui no canal, mano. Tem que falar. Eu lembro dessa live aí. Ele compartilhou lá na comunidade dele. Eu lembro até hoje. Eu lembro dessa. Eu lembro até a thumb dessa live. Eu lembro até a thumb. É o Kratos e no fundo aquele titã lá de fogo. Esqueci o nome dele. Eu lembro, velho. The servant of Ares.
Do you remember that day, Spartan?
Foi.
I will never forget that day.
Insano, né, velho? Quem diria que eu ia fazer Speed de God 2, cara? Eu que falava, mano, esquece, eu nunca vou fazer speedrun. Speedrun não é coisa pra mim não, tá ligado? Vai agora. Olha os filhotes dele, onde é que ficam? Cadê o outro filhote? Corno! No, not you again!
Not you again!
Nossa, nem fudendo! Não tá pegando! Que chega por hoje, né? Não vai dar tempo de começar outra hora. Bom, vamos terminar a live mais cedo. Tem nenhum save aqui, cara. Por que esses saves são de 2009? Tudo save de 2009, tá vendo? E tá tudo no Mortal Easy. Eu não joguei nenhuma desses daqui. Ah não, tem mais save pra cá. Nunca vi esse save na vida. 2009, abril. Mas não vou terminar a live mais cedo não, a gente vai ver um negócio, calma aí. Cadê o making off? Por que não tá aparecendo making off aqui? Deixa eu dar uma olhada. Ah, achei. Calma aí. Calma aí. Não vai terminar a live mais cedo, não.
It's kind of an interesting.
A gente vai ver o making off do God 2.
Lunch. This is a monumentous occasion. This is the first lunch I'm gonna make it take to work because so far multiple people at work and my mother have told me to stop missing lunch because meetings tend to
Ó, o Quero tá novão aí,
get
velho.
a chance to eat. So I end up eating like a bag of Doritos. So now I'm gonna have an apple and a sandwich. This is my first title as game director. First time.
Olha lá, o primeiro jogo dele. God 2.
I expected it to be hard work, but the sheer volume of work and the amount of stuff you have to carry in your head and be on
Magrão.
all the time is staggering. It's
As artes atrás.
huge. I'm such a fucking horrible sandwich maker. This shows my true inexperience. I want to take what we started and push it 10 times further, you know, get more of the story, more of the mythology embedded in while
E
picking
tu
up all
fez,
the
meu
things
querido. O
that we
God 2 é
thought
bom
we
pra
could have done
caralho,
this
velho.
better.
Não tem que falar.
All right, all set
Tu
for
fez um jogaço.
You know, it's my face and my name out there that if this is bad,
É verdade.
I'm the guy. You're the guy that fucked up God of War, you know, like that weighs heavily. I truly believe that we are putting
Ó a
absolutely
Santa
everything
Mônica aí.
into
Ai, um dia eu
this
tenho que ir aí, mano. Making of God of War 2. Não tem mais isso no God novo, né? A pena. Música, sabe como é que é YouTube com música, né?
First, want to apologize for my voice. It's a little rough. I was in Phoenix yesterday watching a football game, so it'll be cracking on and off. Go Rams. Where's Ken?
Ó, tem a imagem do Boba Fett do R2D2 ali.
Scared or nervous about doing the job?
Olha lá aquela arte ali atrás do Lorde que eu já dou na live dele ali, ó.
The fortunate thing is, only when I get a chance to think about it. I'm not given much opportunity to think about it.
We're starting to get to the point.
Olha lá, o desgraçado, o Stig Asmussen, que fez o Fear Kratos, esse careca aí, ó. Culpem ele.
For the most part in the project, I'm, you know, kind of an information person, going to different departments and like a sponge, soak up as much information as I can so I can direct people in the proper way. It's very, very challenging. At times it can be incredibly stressful. Like right now.
Pra gente trabalhar nessa época.
It's Rita calling from Sony. In terms of our new leads in the departments and their
E aí, Vinícius? Acabou a run, mano. A gente tá vendo o making off do God 2. A gente tá vendo o making off do God 2.
From a lead animator to a game director. It's really
Nem
a
fala.
testament to the level of
Tem como entrar lá, tem um brasileiro lá que é o Rafael Grassetti, né? Então não é impossível. Só que o Rafael Grassetti já tem um currículo, né? Porque os caras curtem bastante Star Wars, né? Deu pra perceber ali.
You gotta have your hands in everything. Maybe much to the dismay of some of the
Nossa, a TV zona.
You're the quality control. You're the check to make sure that everything stays within the realm, the mythos that we've created with God of War. I'm in meetings right from when I get in, probably till about 7 or 8, sometimes later than that at night. And then I actually have other work that I have to get done instead of just sitting around talking like a gas bag. So it sounds like I'm bitching about it, but you know what? It's not, I'm totally into it. I love it, but it's definitely bigger than I had ever imagined.
One of the biggest new elements I've had to mentally deal
Eu acho que esse cara deve estar até hoje, se eu não me engano.
As a producer, you're essentially everyone's boss, so you do.
Voltar quanto? Voltar quanto? Quanto você quer que eu vote? Que?
Yes, terrified. But the reality.
Na parte dos esqueletos, tá. Aqui.
Make sure that everything stays within the realm. You're the have your hands in everything. Maybe much to.
Ah, olha, não é. É o Uriel ali?
The dismay of some of the other people.
Mas quem que usa aquele golpe de segurar quadrado, mano? Vai tomar no cu. A Steno? Ah.
I'm in meetings right from when I get in, probably till about 7 or 8, sometimes later than that at night.
Olha lá, o Brain. Como é que é esse negócio? É Brain.
Instead of just sitting around talking like a gas bag.
É Brain alguma coisa. Esqueci agora. O pessoal se reúne pra compartilhar ideia ali, tá ligado? Eu vi.
Mentally deal with is the idea that as a producer, you're essentially everyone's boss, so you do wield a considerable amount of quote-unquote power. From the creative side of things, it's probably the one thing I have to constantly put a check on. From where I came from, I was way more involved in the creative.
That's nice.
As a producer, every time I make a comment on the creative, I have to make sure that I'm cautioning it with the idea, look, this is one creative mind coming to you.
Ah, a arte dos cavalos tá ali atrás, agora que eu fui ver.
I mean, it's like where you start. There's a lot to be learned about just interacting with people and keeping my cool as much as I can, and you know, not trying to offend people. Like on the last project, and up until I started as an art director, I was very blunt.
Não é brain cell, é brain.
Kind of like, you know, a fuck it attitude.
Brainstorming.
Yeah,
brainstorming.
About things, and it's actually like, the more I do it, the more I understand it.
And brainstorming.
The more I enjoy it.
Que é se reúne uma galera pra trocar uma ideia, tá ligado?
Office, so that everyone sits in an enormous room. There are very low dividers between different people's desks. We try and keep people sitting next to the people that
Vamos ver, que lá tá o símbolo do God 1 ali. Não é o do God 2 ainda, tá o do God 1 na parede.
Production's sat slap bang in the middle of the floor. They basically can see everyone moving around. Everyone is near to the production department. The programmers are all sitting next to each other, and we sit near to the technical artists because they're people that we spend an enormous amount of time communicating with. So, you know, the entire
esse lugar deve estar mais. Eu vi no. Antes deles lançar, acho que depois deles terem lançado o God 2018, eles lançaram um take de lá de dentro. Esse lugar tá muito maior, tá ligado? Esse cara fez o efeito de sangue do God 3. Só lembro disso.
Observation was like, holy cow, you know, everybody is there, and my desk in particular is right on the kind of the main thoroughfare, like I-5 running down the middle of sunny Santa Monica. So, you know, I hear everybody.
Cara, deve ser muito louco. Foi um dos motivos de eu ter feito o curso de desenvolvedor de jogos, foi esses making off de God, tá ligado? Porque, mano, é um bagulho que, caraca, mano, você vê esses caras trabalhando, você fala, mano, eu preciso trabalhar aí um dia.
I liked everything about the place except for that aspect of it. Is sitting in a big, basically like a gymnasium with a bunch of desks in it, and like you could hear like half of what people are talking about all over the place, and it might be kind of hard to get focused, but it really does bring out that collaborative experience. It's in your face. You see what everybody else is doing, so you end up understanding inherently from working here and walking, you know, to go get a soda or something like that. You get an understanding subliminally of what's going on in the game.
When we want to get something in the game, as simple as Kratos, the main character, goes up to a giant column in the world and grabs it, and then when the player rapidly presses the circle button, he's going to be able to like pull on it and then successfully pull the column down.
Essa daí não é bolinha, é L1 R1. Aí é diferente.
Just that one sequence alone, you have to involve the level guys, because they basically
Olha o level
have to
designer
create the
aí.
space in which it takes place in. Those level guys will also be modeling the column. Animation has to wait until that column gets designed. Then effects have to get put on it.
Animação da Blade of Olympus. Designer de
The
combate.
sound person has to come in and attach the sounds on top of that. If any special code has to get done, meaning a tool needs to get written in order to get this to happen, code has to be notified.
Programador líder.
Almost every single department has their hands on this thing, and this is a thing that could, you know, basically take up a minute of game.
Sim. Departamentos.
God of War 2 has about 70 people on it.
Tem 70 pessoas trabalhando em God of War.
Within the game development process has
Em
their
cada
own
departamento, é isso mesmo?
And each week we have leads meetings kind of discussing specifics of what's going on.
I will jump right in with Charlie's updates.
Great, okay. This title.
A gente trocando uma ideia assim com os caras sobre o jogo, tá ligado? Deve ser muito louco.
We really didn't have anything like this.
Além de ser seu trabalho, claro.
Production pipeline. I really wanted to get all the visual development guys together because before there wasn't a lot
O cara
of
que faz o
collaboration.
visual.
We represent the whole minority group here. Yeah. Anyway, this is actually what it's like. I want to get an update on what you guys have been working on this week. Okay. If you guys have been working this week, why don't we start on this side? Eric, you want to just kind of run through some of the stuff that you've been working on?
All right. This is the Great Titan Oceanus concept that we've been working on.
O Titã Oceanos?
Camaraderie, I
Não lembro
think,
se Titã no
people
jogo.
that I work with, they constantly push me, and hopefully I push them.
How big is this guy right now?
He's huge. He's massive. It's just kind of about really enjoying yourself and
Oh,
really
yeah.
Unleashing stuff in your mind to create something better than what we did before on God of War 1.
It'd be so cool if we can actually fly through all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
I think they were talking about that. I don't know if it's going to happen.
It'd be cool.
I've been working on IO horses. I'm definitely excited that I get to be part of, you know, a team that
Daí você vê uma arte melhor que a outra, se saber se você quer na época do Play 2, você fala, mano, esse sistema não aguenta quase nada, tá ligado?
It's really cool.
Esse sistema aqui não aguenta quase nada, tem que limitar, tem que cortar coisa pra caralho. Na época do PS2, claro, hoje em dia se fosse dava pra atacar tudo.
Or just wanting to hang around with each other. That part of it I'm probably most proud of on this time around.
We switched gears and we started doing something completely different at the drop of a hat. And that happens all the time. My job is primarily managing the production side, the art, the content that actually goes into the game. And Charlie works to develop the content that we end up creating on paper first. The art group is comprised a number of different teams. There's the animators, there's cinematic animators, tech artists who basically do everything from create rigs for characters to create scripts to help environment artists model faster. Then we have environment artists and we have character artists.
TV zona de
and we have
tubo.
effects artists.
It's going to be tweakable. That's what I understand. Programmers are implementing features and making
Acabou
tools
já,
for the
Pinto.
artists and the designers for the matter to
Oceanos
use.
tá no vídeo que eu vou soltar semana
write
que
the
vem,
game for
aguarde.
them. We write the tools which they use to make the game themselves. And we've had enormously good results from doing this. We find that the artists are much better positioned to use all this cool stuff than programmers are.
And that's great. That's by design.
Você tá vendo o making off do God
My
of
job
2,
here
Pinto.
entails managing the level design team, making sure they're on task and on track.
Level design is a lot about coming up with the puzzles.
Core se encontra com os level
and the
designers.
layout and the pacing of an area, and coming up with the themes.
Michael
and how to
Chang?
integrate with the story.
Michael Chang!
A really good puzzle is you come in, you know your objective, but you're not really quite sure how to reach that goal or objective. And it's kind of the process
Johnny
of going
Hawkins,
through
caralho, Johnny Hawkins,
figuring
é um
out,
nome muito
having
comum,
that,
não.
aha moment, you know, like, oh, I get it. And then you're able to like go ahead and solve it. And as long as it's not too like hard.
Michael Chang é igual, tu toma no teu cu, Pinto.
Our camera from the lever that would transition, and then when you successfully completed the lever, it'll be already transitioned, so it won't be like a big cut.
Alright.
The challenge for the designers is we really have to focus on making it fun. I mean, a lot of ideas are good in theory, and they
Olha o
sound
Windows
really
XP.
cool, but taking it from a concept and
Caralho.
a thought and an idea to actually making it work and playing it are such different things. Our job is to really nail, hey, is this fun, is it challenging?
Ah, tomara teu cu, filho.
I think only focusing on animation.
Se ele aparecer de novo, eu pauso.
I'd say that the sound needs a total rework. Because the sounds of it crashing through, none of it sounds impressive. I want DTS 6.1. The best laid plans, you know, it is exactly the.
Algumas artes foram utilizadas pro God 3, por exemplo, a do Ares, a do Hades ali, né? Obviamente ele aparece no God 2 também. Oh, as lâminas do God 1 aí, hein?
In my head and on paper, it felt different. We have to fix this, you know, to change this. We'll magnify that by 1,000 because it's every single aspect has the exact same result. Each department, you know, art, animation, characters, visual development, programming, and design.
Caiu o fundo!
Only the best here at Sony Computer Entertainment America. We hold things together with really important tape.
Eita porra.
One of the areas that I'm most pleased with and surprised about is the fact
Essa mina tá até hoje. Ela tá até hoje no God. Acho que eu vi ela no God 2018.
Without the team, he's left with nothing.
I gotta say, it's way better than it was before. But what I would like to think my reputation is, hey, this guy is very passionate and is constantly all about the game. Like, works tirelessly to find solutions to every possible aspect. And
o fundo. Acho que você tá com... Bom,
what really most likely goes on is, meh, he's okay. He's a little bit easier to work with than Dave, but you know, he still changes his mind all the time. And can't make up his mind about what he wants if only he could choose what he wants.
Ó, os caras estão jogando no emulador.
Overall, he's pretty cool. You know, that's probably
Mentira, acho que era só uma cena rolando.
Mixed in with, I think he's a dick. I let them win this time to give them a full sense of security.
Corey's generally a pretty good guy to work with. There's been a few times, particularly towards the end of this project, where you could swear he's channeling Dave Jaffe sometimes. You know, he can be a very stubborn individual, but generally he's a pretty nice chap.
You know, we'll be sitting in a meeting and Corey will say something like, you know, whatever happened to the Golden Fleece, or something like that.
Oh, o que aconteceu com o Golden Fleece?
Everybody's like wondering what's going on with the Golden Fleece, and that becomes.
Oh, o Golden Fleece, como é que era, caralho?
The priority isn't the Colossus anymore; it's the Golden Fleece. Well, the Colossus is a lot more important. The priorities change just like that on a dime, so it kind of changes the dimension of the team a little bit very quickly.
Corey's a handful, and yes, Corey can be flippant, but it's all.
Tava com delay pra caralho, Lord.
Well-meaning. I mean, Corey has a great vision. Is making a great game. We're all here to support that vision. And you're going to have to change your mind a lot. You're going to have to keep pushing the edge. If something doesn't work that sounded great originally, you're going to have to change it. You might have to change that thing 15 times. I think that's why people can get frustrated with anybody in a creative position, especially one that is in a director position. I mean, everybody bitches about Stanley Kubrick, but
como doctor ali.
When is that on?
It's on PBS. Yeah, it's like on PBS.
PBS?
Yeah.
Who watches fucking PBS? I thought people just pretended to watch PBS. Like, I watch the
Cara,
Discovery
que essa tela tá
Channel,
roxa.
History Channel, and PBS. That's really what I watch. But that's totally not true. You know that they watch like USA and every Lorenzo Lamas movie. We are experiencing some technical difficulties, so we're doing a redo and starting over.
Nice. I'm ready. So it's going to start in Octane 10.
Telefone de flip, meu amigo! Telefone de flip!
Alright, start taping now.
We had a little glitch in the Cyclops mini game, so we had to start over. And I blame Joel Tobble for that. That's him right there, ladies and gentlemen.
The talent level of the team, just the amount of
Telefone de flip, velho.
Able to produce art and animations and think of different crazy ideas to do with
Eu queria um boné desse da PlayStation.
The talent level on the team has just been absolutely astonishing.
Although challenging and not easy and not perfect, I think the teamwork that's been going
Isso que eles demoraram 3 anos para desenvolver o God 2, sim.
I've never met a group of people who are more
Voltar?
enthusiastic.
Vamos ver. Onde tu quer que eu volte?
Tobble. Close.
For you or what? Alright, start taping now.
We had a little
Deu o poder pro Chris, tá vendo?
It's totally not true. You know that they watch like USA and every Lorenzo Lamas movie. We are experiencing some technical difficulties, so we're doing a redo.
Vamos ver.
And starting over.
Nice. I'm ready. So it's gonna start in tag.
Telefone de flip foi foda. Essa foi de matar, velho.
Alright, start taping now.
We had a little glitch in the Cyclops mini game, so we had to start.
Tiveram
over.
glitch no
And I blame Joel
Ciclope.
Papa for that.
No minigame do
That's him
Ciclope.
right there, ladies and gentlemen.
The talent level of the team.
Olha lá. Aqui, ó. Dá pra ver o arco nível 3 upado no massa. Ah, tomar no cu, Corey. Quem que upa essa porra?
Guys here that are able to produce art and animations and think of different crazy ideas to do with Kratos, and the programmers, the talent level on the team has just been absolutely astonishing.
Although challenging and not easy and not perfect, I think the teamwork that's been going on for
primeira
the past
vez,
couple
né?
years is something this whole studio should be proud of.
I've never met a group of people who are more enthusiastic and passionate about what they do.
Nobody really has an attitude or that's misplaced or anything like that. Everybody has this healthy level.
Corey tá nas drogas.
And, you know, you look over your shoulder to see what somebody else is doing, because maybe you can learn something from that.
Ela queria pegar o cara que inventou o golpe dos drogados. Não, ele tá com um cara que foi esse que inventou o golpe dos drogados.
Take off ideas from them and they bounce off ideas with you, and
É, ele tá zoando,
a
filho.
little bit of healthy competition going.
Tá
and at the same
metendo
time,
louco,
it
tá
brings up
ligado?
the quality of the game.
This is a team that I think truly inspires each other.
You have to be on all the time, and if you're off, people notice, and the work suffers. So, you know, you generally
Esse maluco tem cara de que enche a cara na festa da empresa, tá ligado?
not possible because we're human.
E sai de carro cantando pneu. E3 o quê?
E3 is a big
Ah,
opportunity
tá.
for media to get a
Ah,
glimpse into
E3,
what's
beleza.
going on with the various software as well as hardware.
It's kind of an opportunity for developers to kind of show off.
It's bigger than Oscar night. I mean, it's huge. It's a chance where you get all these, you get all developers, you get all studios, you get all the
Caralho, apareceu um árabe do nada. Assad alguma coisa, Assad.
hyped up. Everyone's psyched up. Everyone's just a fan of games.
We are about to go into our E3 meeting.
Fedendo a cigarro e cerveja.
Get a status check from all the key leads of where we're at on the
É
attack.
verdade,
This is
mano.
actually gonna be my
Cara que chega embriagado segunda-feira, tá ligado? Na empresa.
And hope everything goes fantastic because we don't have that much time.
After I hit yes or no on the progressive scan, what's the next image that comes up?
Front end. Making demos for E3, it's kind of one of those necessary.
Demo foi E3 e apareceu um 3 ali. Ele falou demos pra E3 e apareceu um 3.
Man, it sucks doing this, but you know, let's just make the best of it, because you know, if we're ever going to make this game successful, then you know, making the press notice it at E3 would be very important.
Agora foi certo.
So this begins where?
This is beginning right there. E3 is important to God of War 2 because this is
Olha o
an
javalizinho.
opportunity to get the franchise out. We're kind of taking the training wheels off here and giving other people the controller and saying, you know,
Que
you
lugar
play
é
the way
esse? Eu
you
sei que é o
wanna play,
pântano
you're
dos
gonna have to gauge your
esquecidos.
reaction from that.
What?
Claro,
Why did
mas...
this guy just disappear? Is this not working? They didn't do anything. I don't know if this is all the latest stuff because I'm seeing older animations.
Nossa, ele deu L em um quadrado. Corey está louco, meu povo. Corey está louco.
Check this stuff before we have a meeting like this.
Corey, we were doing our best to do that.
I'm not saying you're not doing your best. I'm just saying, like, would it be more advantageous? There feels like a lot of stuff like
We
this. broke, this
would.
isn't
We
there.
wouldn't be having this discussion until 7 o'clock tonight.
If that's what it's gonna be, then it's what's gonna be, right?
No.
Tá muito na droga, né? Tá muito na droga. Mas parece que tá rolando um samba de fundo, tá ligado?
To it a little bit more. I really want people to walk away from this going, fuck.
Parece que tá rolando um samba de fundo. Samba não, é um pagode, sei lá.
We're just gonna trigger the Medusa to fucking jump you at this point. Right out at you. Like, she's big enough that she essentially almost fills...
Ah, ele que deu a ideia da...
right there.
Ele que deu a ideia da Uriel atacar daquele jeito o Kratos, tá
I
ligado?
want to swap angles. It'd probably be much lower, to be more dramatic, but I want to stay in the hallway. I don't want to pop to other angles.
I know, I understand. Player's here, she jumps out, scares him, knocks him, boom. and the camera keeps tracking towards Medusa, so you get close up into her face and then cut.
That's CS one.
Ele que deu a ideia, ó.
Do that?
It's not a trivial matter.
It's no longer simple.
It's a non-trivial matter.
It was a simple
Ajuda o maluco tá doente.
Right.
It's really easy to go through a production and go, you know, okay, this is sort of working all the way. I'll get the last 10%, you know, when we start heading down. Problem with that kind of mentality is always that 10% turns into 50, 60, 70% because it's like, oh, well, what I thought was going to work didn't. Now I'm back to the drawing board.
Sabe o jeito que a Uriel ataca o Kratos quando você tá lendo o livrinho lá? Foi o Corey que deu a ideia.
All the way. And it kind of is a little wake-up call for a lot of people. I think that's great.
Well, Pegasus animations, just so the Pegasus himself.
Tá falando do Pegasus.
Still in first pass with not a lot of stuff in there, and I thought we were going to be much further along.
This is the new God of War 2. This is going to be our signature piece.
Steve is the guy that has to basically jump in the middle of the firefight and calmly figure out how it's all going to get figured out. Bullets whizzing by all over the place, and he's got to figure out what's going to go on here. And, you know, I'm over there with like a Gatling gun just firing bullets all over the place, throwing grenades at him. You know, hey, we should change this. Let's put this over here. What if we had rain in
Ele
the
usa um
sea?
anel no dedão, é isso mesmo? Ele tá usando um anel no dedão, agora que eu fui ver.
I'm just, you know, like a kid who's found his dad's gun, firing it all over the place. He's not sitting around waiting for this problem to get solved on his own.
There's a lot of animation work to be done.
For whatever it's worth, it seemed like we've been talking a lot about like art and some animation stuff, but it seems like when we go through the level, there's no enemies in there.
There's
no
lot of
chests.
design work that has to go through.
Pegasus is like almost like completely undesigned at this point.
I totally disagree with that statement. You guys need to sit down and play Pegasus.
I played every day at Ray's desk. I mean, it's not. It doesn't feel like. I'm not trying to start shit or anything. I'm just saying like we've been talking a lot about the art.
I just felt like the artists are here, and from a Pegasus standpoint, I had said I need to sit down with Chip and Aaron.
The purpose of this meeting is just to talk about the things that we can do, and then I basically have no place in saying that, I guess.
Six coming from a really good place, man. He's a guy that I feel truly leads by example. You know, this guy shows you that it can be done by doing it himself, by really instilling that
Cadê a legenda? Não sou fluente, cara. Não tem PTBR,
He
velho.
has that sense of pride in the work.
I'm not trying to start shit like
É um milagre ter legenda.
Yeah, sure, but it's a good shit that you started.
Tem.
This isn't a dig on you, so don't think I'm attacking you. But you fucking suck. No, but seriously, we gotta fucking step it up.
That's it.
Excellent. There are numerous red flags. There's a ton of stuff that really needs a lot of work. Stitching the level together still really isn't there. It's kind of.
Quando vai ver que tinha uma E3, hoje em dia nem tanto, né? Porque hoje em dia às vezes as empresas fazem os eventos separados, ou taca na internet. Mas a E3 ali na época, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, era um bagulho caralho, mano. Precisa tacar uma demo foda lá. Mas hoje em dia os caras tacam a gameplay na internet, olha o que eles quiserem, tá ligado? Ali na época eles tinham que ficar na pressa, tá ligado? Ali no caso, 2 semanas pra E3. Parece que o fogo do Pegasus tá saindo do cu do Pegasus.
It's kind of like developing a new game. Every step of the way, you know, you get one thing fixed and then you find something else.
Que porra é essa?
You didn't know about, so it's not like you can say it was broken, but it's a new feature that you need, and it's still happening right now.
Pegasus is a different game.
Ela tá falando do Pegasus.
Pegasus.
Tá falando do Pegasus.
It doesn't look like this year we are making it with Pegasus, and it sucks for all of us, but we all kind of feel the exact same way, which is we don't want anybody to see it until we all feel 100% about it. So that's the sort of the double-edged sword of E3 is, you know, you can chase the demo, trying to get it out there, trying to show people what you got, but if it's crap, you're gonna pay the price.
I was running the Pegasus push to E3.
How they do it?
Was like getting kicked in the balls by a donkey, very hard.
I think in the end we'll be all right, but I think right now there's still a lot to figure out with Pegasus.
Uma semana pra E3.
Let's fix those weapons.
Right now you can tell everybody's stressed out, so you don't want to talk to anybody. You just kind of, if you stick around our little biz dev area, you'll be safe. So we're pretty relaxed. Hopefully this will only be seen after the game comes out. So we have to kind of get everything out before everybody builds it. So we've had our share. So now it's their turn.
Can't go home until he goes home.
I'm sleeping here tonight, man. There's no hope for you.
Vou dormir aqui hoje.
There you have it. I'm sleeping here tonight.
That hole that is created, it feels like we made it more extreme, like actual cracks that appear on one frame. We got so much done in this last month. We lost a few years off of our life due to sleep deprivation, but you know, we got a lot done. They get to a point where they're just like, I don't know, should I attack? I don't know. Over here, they just want to love. So yeah, I don't
só querem amar.
He's just decided now that attacking is not in his best interest. It's incredibly daunting knowing that the entire team is pushing themselves really hard and everybody's, you know, staying late.
Ó, a galera só papando
really
ali.
putting everything they have into this demo.
It's a much more tense environment than it normally is. I mean,
Esse cara gosta de sorrir, ele é engraçado.
a lot of pressure, a lot of tiring people.
It's not rocket science, no one dies as a result of doing it, but it's a pretty stressful.
So yeah, it's like, I don't know, should I attack?
Aqui, mapa do Godinho.
Over here, they just want to love. So yeah, I don't have any idea why we lost here on that whole
Cadê? Parte.
stream. We lost a few years off of our life due to sleep deprivation, but you know, we got a lot done. They get to love, best interest. It's incredibly daunting knowing
Não,
that
ali é o
pushing
chão.
themselves really hard and everybody's, you know,
Ali é aquela parte da...
really
Eu só sei que tem um cadáver do lado, aquele cadáverzinho que a gente pega pra colocar em cima do bagulho. Eu, olha aí, seja bem-vindo.
A lot of pressure, a lot of tiring people.
It's not rocket science, no one dies as a result of doing it, but it's a pretty stressful job nonetheless. Lots of very passionate people working on the project, and that can lead to some arguments and stress. There's definitely a few evenings you go home and you just want to go and punch something.
The stress level gets high enough that I just try to mentally just stop myself from caring and just sort of robotically go about it. And no matter what somebody says to me, it's just like, okay, they don't mean that. I'm just going to keep moving.
There's a lot of freaking out and then just kind of stepping back and just reminding yourself that, you know, it's a video game.
Who controls the camera tween? Does anybody? Is it automatic? How's that work? The
Ah,
product is
pântano,
ours.
the bog.
We have the right to beat the living crap out of it. We have the right to be picky and brutal and evaluate it from the, you know, this is shit, this is the worst I've ever seen. I mean, we have the right, we're creating that, we have the right to say that. And I find that if we don't take that approach, or if someone doesn't take that approach, when we release the product, everyone else in the world will.
There's a smoothness to where the animation needs to be, and it's not there.
It's not about you're not doing your job, it's about the product isn't where it needs to be.
Ah, nem tem como fazer
To
isso.
get the product there. That's always been my philosophy.
I gotta say, the ending is low budget. It's truly a live or die situation. You know, I want to make a great game and I want to make a great experience, but if I don't, it's probably it for me. I hope not, but most likely it is.
Ah lá, E3, hein? PlayStation 2, meus amigos, PlayStation 2. Só gordo ter tudo, magrelo fudido. Eu me encaixo nos magrela, né?
It's been a long road and we only have a small amount of the game finished. But it's showing very well. Right now the booth is pretty packed. We've only got 8 stations, so a lot of people
Que
are
golpe é
playing.
aquele que vai ser
Very
assim?
exciting, very good for us. I'm looking forward to seeing people's responses back to this thing. Right now I haven't heard anything, but seeing the crowds is definitely an inspiring thing.
But it's cool. It's so surreal, like seeing the game you work on, like on the floor. It's awesome.
Fantastic. I like the same gameplay with more intense moves. I like that you can do multiple grabs and that even though the guy is technically dead, you can still beat the crap out of him.
As a consumer, I say, why am I going to go drop cash on a 360 or a PS3 when I can get that kind of performance out of my PS2 and a game that looks that great?
That's awesome.
I was actually kind of bummed out when I heard we were going to do this game on the PlayStation 2.
Ah, tava no
You know, going to E3,
transação pro PlayStation 2 e PlayStation 3 ali.
juice out of the PS2 that's, you know, looking at the games at E3. 99% of the time when I look at a game, I'm like, our game looks better.
The day we ship our Gold Master, that will be the end of the PS2 era for me, and I'm going to be very sad. It's been, without doubt, the most fun console I've ever worked on. It's been a very, very good few years working on this machine, and I really feel like we're giving it a
Ah lá, o
good send-off.
selinho de exclusivo em cima.
I think at E3 to see, even with the PS3 booth 15 feet away, we still had lines of people wanting to play the game, and people really enthusiastic and talking about it. That's why we make the game.
Imagina você tá de boa assim, lá na E3, assim. De repente só encontra o Corey Barlow pedindo: Mano, curtiu o novo God? Curtiu? O que você acha que pode melhorar assim? Imagina que foda, velho. Ó, o cachaceiro.
I'm 30 years old and I still can't believe I make games, right? I mean, it's just, that's a trip. That really is kind of worth it. But
hoje em dia não tem mais isso, tá
it's
ligado?
incredibly rewarding to see people that actually are feeling something when they play this game.
I'm like, this is the most excited I've ever been in my life. Dude, I'm totally geeked out. I showed up yesterday, I'm like, whee, you know, all happy. Nuts.
Aí tu dá uma dica pra ele, sai na versão final do game. Nossa. Imagina. Chega assim pro Corey, ó. Forget this bow. Remove this bow from the game. Put another weapon. Dele, ok. Daí vai lá e coloca outra arma. No one like this bow. Esse é de God 1 e 3. São da hora, porém, mesmo com o recurso, tecnologia, o 3, os caras trabalharam demais. Mas serviço à altura dos gráficos PS3 levaram isso bem. Os Bravo 1 e 2 trabalham de sucesso sim. Verdade, é isso. Os caras mandaram muito. This bow is a completely shit.
Perfectly implemented, and it may not be, you know, have the final look of the entire.
O melhor arco que eles fizeram, o esquema, foi o arco do God 3, tá ligado? Se eles colocassem o esquema do arco do God 3 no God 2, ia ficar top. Só que ia derrotar o Teseu fácil, né? Não ia ter aquele feeling da batalha.
This is it. Basically, we're in the mode right now where there's the final things that we're putting together to put together the game.
These guys are working their asses off, and I'm thinking about how to reward them. We have to do something. We have to get together. We have an opportunity as a team to toast each other, toast the progress thus far, and
Imagina,
what we've been able to achieve
chegar lá maluco magrelo. Man, I like the game, but I have to tell you something, Del Corey. What is? This bow, it's a completely waste of time, and is a completely shit. Remove this bow. Ok. Ele vai lá no God 2, lá que você falar isso, não tem mais a porcaria do ar.
What we've accomplished in this period of time is just amazing.
Ah, festa fantasia.
A lot of people are tired, but they're finding their reserve tanks, and they're finding strength or will to continue on by seeing progress being made in all the different aspects of the game and really being inspired by each other.
Eita porra! Tá com uma cobra, agora que fui ver.
A couple of things I've seen in the last few weeks. It's like, god damn, that's pretty fucking cool. It's gonna be pretty good.
This is a very important time for our
Caralho! Olha lá!
Make God of War 2 better than the first one. We'll be recognize the industry over as a powerhouse.
It's all about doing what we can to achieve perfection. And I think we know we'll never hit it 100%, but the mantra that's never talked about, but the general force of the leadership here within the
Só olhando e pensando, sai daí, filho.
Strive for it.
I'm out to make the best game possible. The amount of time.
Que é isso? Campeonato de quem come torta?
Life that I've put into these things, I don't get it back. So you might as well do it right.
It's really for the fans of this game, and the more people that play it, the better that we feel. That we've really reached out to a lot of people, taking these people on an adventure.
Os caras levam a sério as festas da empresa, né?
So is that good?
That's good.
Have we got it all?
We got it all.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Fan fucking
I mean,
tastic.
it seems to be taking a bit more of an importance role lately, like a lot of people.
Que isso, mano? Que porra é essa? Isso não é sangue, YouTube, isso é groselha. Que foda, velho. Marble Production. E agora, o que é? Agora é as vozes. Eu quero saber, as vozes. Agora a gente vai ver as vozes. Quem faz cada voz.
At Signet Sound Studios, recording the voiceover dialogue. It really is the first time my words are coming to life from a voiceover perspective, so it's very exciting.
We're getting ready to record Kratos, the lead character in God of War. T.C. Carson, who plays Kratos, was
O T.C. Carson é a lenda aí.
first God of War.
Athena, you conspire against me? Kratos is this god that has been
Ele não fala daquele jeito no jogo.
stripped of everything. His mother's dead, his family's dead by his own hands, and he's just seething with anger and guilt and all of that. Return to Sparta and prepare for battle. People who play the game, they like being Kratos. You know, they like having that power. They like wielding that power. I, as a voiceover actor, I like wielding that power. You defy the god of war? I have a lot of rage. It's really not good. I'm trying to work with it, but you know, I can't do like Kratos does. I can't go out and just maim and mutilate people. I have to go and meditate. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Kratos, the once
lá.
mortal warrior, finds himself on a journey to the ends of the earth, pulling him into the inevitable darkness. What I'm being when I am a narrator is a storyteller. And
A
that's
Linda Hunt, a voz da Gaia. É a lenda essa mulher aí, velho. É a
and
lenda.
it's what I love the most.
Ela é a Edna dos Incríveis.
It's been a real interesting ride, that Clash of the Titans thing. This movie that I didn't think was going to
Voz do Perseus.
became this long-lived.
Ela é a Edna em live action.
At least I can bathe in the glory of being the one who brought down the mighty Kratos.
The Slayer of Gods.
Although I hardly think a Harpy's fool such as yourself deserves such praise.
It's very interesting to go back in the booth today and try to recreate the ethos of that character and try to not make him sound
Também não entendo.
too
Não
much
entendi
like a
porque tá
kid, but
censurado o
like a
fundo.
guy who's, I mean,
Veio
obviously,
assim já, tá ligado?
I mean, Perseus would be a little bit older now.
É, o make-up só tinha como você ver depois que você termina o jogo.
1979.
Andromeda, my love. You will soon
Andromeda.
be with me again.
Andromeda.
Very nice.
I suppose there's a
Esse
certain
diálogo não tá no jogo.
responsibility to bring credibility
Tem muito
to
diálogo que foi cortado do jogo, né?
But it's really, it's a challenge to go out of your own self and to find a character that bears no resemblance whatsoever to who we are in our everyday life, and that's why I became.
É o Perseu ali no fundo.
Not very often do you get the chance to play something as an actor that
Cada
is so
ator tem
far
seu personagem no fundo, perceba isso.
and
Então dele claramente é o Perseu.
because we all have that side of us. And it's been really fun to be able to tap into that side of me, that Kratos side of me. I got it in my mind now.
Olha lá, a lenda! Esse cara é uma lenda, mano. Esse cara é uma lenda, velho. É a lenda esse maluco. Pena que morreu,
When I
cara.
thought about Atlas, that's the voice that always attached it for me. He has an incredibly powerful, commanding voice.
You dare show your face to me, who breaks my chains of torment.
He's a physical character. He's one of the strongest guys in the world. Actually, he carries the world on his shoulders. You know, to carry that around with you, especially for eternity, that's, I can't even imagine. You have everybody's burdens right on your shoulder, and it must be very painful.
He's so big, he has absolutely no care in the world, so there isn't any need to push it out. His voice is so powerful, even in a whisper.
Yeah, I'm still shouting a little.
You don't have to shout at all.
Don't
Thank
shout,
you.
yeah, don't shout at all.
You don't have to.
Olha que voz, velho.
The relationship between me and the voice director is very
Cresceu
unique,
segurando a
because
medusa, mostrando
she
as
is
tetas.
giving
Pode
you-
ser.
He is giving you specific directions on how you should say the line. That director is there to help you get a physical and a mental picture of exactly how this character should be played. I could not do this any other way without having somebody back on the other side tell me, okay, Michael, say it like this, say it a little softer, say it a little bit more angrier. They're very essential to what I have to do. To be a god.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Return to Sparta and prepare for battle. Usually they tell you to bring it in.
Foda,
Make
velho.
it smaller. Can you tighten it up? Return to Sparta and prepare for battle. In game world, bigger is definitely better. And in a game like this, you really can't be too big.
This is take 9, and
This ends now. That's good.
very nice. We're being quite a team today, huh?
It's great to work with people who can work with you, who know how to work with you, and know how to get the best out of you.
All the power that made Kratos the god of war.
What's so odd about doing these games is that, in fact, I can't tell you about my character because I don't know anything about her.
You want a fairly gravelly, inflected voice for Gaia. So I'm wondering if perhaps the narrator is just a more simple, straightforward voice.
Narrator and Gaia are the same character. They're just presented differently, and we don't want the voices to sound at all different.
They're working in broad general lines with Greek mythology. And so I address the language
Ela é
of my
pequenininha,
art
velho.
in an epic fashion. But beyond that, I really don't know anything. I'm just going in the dark. And they say, oh, that's great, or oh, we'd like to try that again.
So there's exclamation point after away, even though he's got his head down on the door. Is that still?
When he says, and now you've dashed it all away, that's when he's gonna turn around and it's the accusatory, like.
To do a voiceover of something that I've never seen. I mean, I know Perseus, I know that character because I played him, but I
É,
have
ele
no
fez o
idea what's going
Perseus
on
também, né?
in this game and
Tem algum
what the
filme, alguma
challenge
coisa, eu
really
não
is within
lembro.
the context of the game. So it's a little odd.
Am I, the great Perseus, to kill this fallen god to receive an audience with you?
Nice.
Will that allow me to bring my love back from the grasp of Hades himself?
Yeah, that's great.
Ah, ficou bom pra caralho, né, velho?
That's where it's at. That's the level.
The people that create the video games, I'm sorry, fellas, but they're a little nerdy. You know, t-shirts, jeans, and, you know, they are really particular about their game. To watch them listen and see their game come to life is really a joy.
But there was more resting on Kratos' shoulders than he could know.
My nephew is a big gamer and has friends. Sorry. Has friends who game. And if they're all as bright as he is, yes. Sounds like a very interesting group of people.
Fight, Spartan.
I missed by a long shot being a computer kid.
You're not meant
I
to
was one of those
die
people who had
here.
to learn how to do it in my 40s.
So you're not a gamer?
I'm not a gamer, no.
My experience with video games in general is that right there.
But, you know, I'm from the generation where, you know, computer stuff is, you know, we getting through it.
A war the Titans believed we must win. I used to play video games, the racing, and I got kind of geeked up on that, and found myself spending like 5 and 6 hours playing this racing game. And
Ele jogava de 5 a 6 horas. 5 a 6 horas é brincadeira hoje em dia, né?
To me, I don't get it. But then again, you know, I'm an old fart.
Nothing will stop me in my quest. I will have my vengeance. I saw some of the pre-animation stuff.
Que forçada aquela fala ali do
To
Kratos.
see the character move and to hear my voice come out of that. It was a trip.
I would like to get that body right there Maybe a couple more pounds, a couple more push-ups, I'll be there.
It's a good thing I don't have to turn into that, isn't it?
My title is Senior Technical Artist.
Que arte
The
técnica.
duties that involves are setting up production pathways, maintaining those production pathways, and then specifically on the technical end, we use a lot of what we call MEL scripting, Maya Embedded Language, which is our 3D package. And we write scripts and tools and UIs and that to make certain processes as easy as possible for the artists to use. All our characters consist of simply a character hierarchy, which is his bones and his geometry and textures. And then we have a list of files elsewhere that are the animations. And we're able to look at those really quickly simply by opening each file, but it proved to be
Olha o
very
Kratos
useful to be able
seco.
to put them all in one file.
Cadê a saia?
And look at them in sequence, so we could see how the run goes into an attack, which goes into an idle, which goes into another attack. I think we're going to see some exciting
Aquelas blades do God
results from
1.
animators being able to use that and see their stuff a lot
Ela não aparece no jogo, mas tem a cutscene com ela.
I thought I was really creative, but then I found out that I was more technical in the long run. Okay, I guess I'll come up and look at it. I think I'm pulled away every hour. Maybe I get 2 hours at my desk on a hectic day. Sometimes I don't get to my desk, which is the worst. Hey Jackie, I generally tend to know everybody's position on what they do or can and can't do, and most of the bugs that come around. So I generally just get to fix it. It's probably looking for another camera. If I wasn't here, most people think that it might explode the entire building, but I kind of beg to differ, because if everyone pulls their knowledge together, we could make it through no matter what. Another problem solved. Just one more.
O que a gente tem mais aqui? Tech art, arte conceituais.
A good technical artist should definitely be creative.
Tem muita coisa, né?
The most important part is being technical. There's a
Vamos ver se daqui eu fechar a live. Tem muita coisa, cara.
Big wings.
Já vai dar
character
19
artist that was
também.
working on the feathers was trying to figure out a nice way to make the feathers look realistic. We did a test with joints. We had 10 joints per wing that we used to move the different points on the wing around to give the effect of turbulence deforming the wings and the feathers. We quickly realized that that's something that's going to be too expensive, so we pursued other ways of doing the same effect. I then did a test with something that's called blend shapes. The way it works is
Beleza, Lord Kratos,
3
valeu,
blend
velho.
shapes, one for each version of the random kind of feather movement.
Que isso,
And
velho.
the way we do that is we just select the mesh, we duplicate it, move it to the side. We then select the vertices where the feathers are, and then we use the script that randomly moves these points around. Here we have the 3 versions of the different feather effects, so you can see that these feathers are kind of randomly moved around on each version. So if I move this up, you can see it, the points moving randomly. And in the game, when we bring it in, it looks something like this. I really enjoyed trying something new that's never been done before, at least not in our game.
É só na base
The challenge
do...
is, hey, we want you to do something grand,
do improviso.
but on the other hand, we want you to make it as cheap as possible for the engine to run. And when
Olha o formato
this
da
worked
tela.
out, it was a really good feeling, and everybody was really excited. And it added that extra oomph to the effect, that, you know, to sell it to the audience.
Ah, bom, beleza, né?
Hi, my name is Cecil Kim. I was responsible for
vamos ver essas artes aí, vai.
on God of War 2. Previously I worked on a God of War 1 with Dave Jaffe. It was really difficult process, first game, and coming out from the 3 years experience on the first game, it really got me burnt out. And luckily, second time, we had a little more freedom on
Ah, eu já vi essa arte aí completa. Tem, mostra cada lugarzinho, lugar que tem o Golden Fleece, o Templo da Medusa e tal.
environments. And one thing that I learned from the production was that because I easily get caught up with try to find the solution in architectural details, which was wrong because that sort of limited myself to use different ideas. And now I understand the game better because this game is about the god and it's about
E Periclão.
the larger than life. It's all about
Olha.
the nature and about this crazy thing happen because the what that mutual power is like jealous each other or try to overpower each other. And by knowing that, I mean, it's not just about architecture, it's about
Nossa, que bonita aquela arte ali, cara.
how the world is going to be set and how we can push it to make it just bigger than what people can imagine.
Dark Visions, conceito por trás das criaturas.
Hi, my name is Andy Park, and I'm one of the concept artists on the God of War 2 team, and I'm talking about the God of War 2 creatures.
Esse bicho parece bicho do The Witcher 3, cara, igualzinho.
A mass array of different creatures that more or less the audience is aware of, like the Minotaur and Cyclops, all the creatures from Greek mythology. God of War 2 has a lot of those same creatures, but they really try to take it to the next level. We're always trying to create creatures that are really just cool to look at and also to play or fight against, but we also want to always keep the mythological look. It always has to stay Greek, and that as a concept artist, that's the challenge that we faced. A group of 6 or 7 of us that we had on this team. Not steering too far away from the Greek and the
Foi daí que o Lord Quaid tirou aquela arte pra lá,
pra
thumbnail dele.
Cyclops and a lot of the creatures from the first game and kind of give them a different spin, a different look. We're really trying to just kind of take it to that next level and also creating creatures that have just more variety than what you've seen from the first game. There's just so many different creatures in Greek mythology in this game.
Today's important because it is the first playtest.
Sim.
It's the first playtest for the game.
Corey, o Jeff é o diretor do God 1. Daí foi ele, o Corey e o Stig que os três juntos que meio que idealizaram ali o God 1. Mas o diretor era o David Jeff.
But it's typical of this industry.
Last night it was rough for a lot of people.
Tá bom, né, gente? Tá enrolando aqui demais já. Eu vou preparar as coisas pra live de mais tarde. Lembrando que vai rolar, eu vou abrir uns 10 minutos antes, tá? Às 19h50 eu abro, deixo tudo preparado aqui pra Speed do Periclão, enfim. A Speed do Periclão do Speed. E é isso aí, não conseguimos nada hoje, infelizmente, né? Mais um dia de derrota, mas amanhã a gente tenta de novo. Como sempre. Eu não ia abrir outra run, até porque não ia dar tempo. Mesmo se eu conseguisse passar ali da parte, não ia dar tempo de zerar e ia interferir com o horário da outra live. Enfim, né? Mas foi da hora ver o make off do God, ver a gente. Deu pra sacar umas coisas, né? Ali que se colocaram, tiraram. O Core que deu a ideia da Euri ali aparecer daquele jeito. Enfim. É isso aí, gente. Obrigado por presença todos aí. Eu vejo vocês às 19h50. E é isso aí. Valeu a presença de todos.